At the corner of 99th and Gleason in Northeast Portland, something new is taking shape.
We're standing in the 3-bedroom unit on the 4th floor at Timberview 8, which is an 8-story mass timber building.
That's Curtis Reistadt, the lead developer behind the Timberview project. And his building stands out for a few reasons.
When completed, will be the tallest mass timber residence in the state of Oregon.
Not only is the building one of the biggest built for mass timber in the state, the 105 units will also be 100% affordable. Mass timber is a process where small pieces of lumber are glued together to form large structural beams, replacing the concrete and steel used in traditional construction. Mass timber buildings also help fight climate change, cutting out the hefty emissions that come with some of those other materials. Mass timber construction can have higher upfront costs, depending on timber markets. But Reistadt said there are other benefits that offset those higher prices.
When you have mass timber, you need less people to assemble the actual structure.
And the buildings come together quicker.
They put half this floor up in an hour and a half.
But can a mass timber building stand up to things like fires and earthquakes? Shirley Chalupa, an engineer who consulted on the Timberview project, says yes.
The fire rating is important here because the wood is exposed.
Chalupa said the massive beams are bigger than they need to be, so the wood on the outside can burn, while the structural integrity remains intact.
As you can see the size of the columns here, it's not necessarily what's required for strength, but it's built in additional wood for charring.
And because there's very little concrete, the building itself is lighter than traditional construction and more resilient to earthquakes.
The weight of the building actually cut in half. So you have a much lighter building than a building similar size and height, but using steel or concrete.
But for Reistadt, the affordability component is just as important to the building's environmental benefits.
We have a problem. I'm trying to help solve the problem.
The units will range from $1,100 for a studio to $1,700 for a 3-bedroom. But to live here, residents will need to make less than 60% of median income for the area, which is about $47,000 a year for an individual or $66,000 for a family of 3. And the need for housing in Portland can't be understated. Due to population growth and underproduction, the city needs to build more than 120,000 new units of housing in the next 20 years. And more than half of that needs to be affordable. Reistadt says he hopes Timberview will be a catalyst for other developers to look at innovative ways to solve the region's housing crisis.
This cause helps the environment. This cause helps people that need affordable housing. This cause helps reduce the energy use. How is that not a great investment in our society?
Cale Williams, KGW News.
Well, KGW wants to not only address local issues and problems, but also highlight solutions. If you know of a local group or organization that's working to tackle challenges in our area, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at solutions@kgw.com.